Good Wednesday morning. This is the Ohio AgNet, broadcasting from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Valtima Fungicide, the proven #1 for the toughest corn diseases with a long-lasting residual. When you need to be confident, your fungicide will perform. I'm Joel Norwood. Today is the first day of the Ohio State Fair, but there's been plenty of activity in Columbus leading up to the fair, including yesterday the unveiling of the Butter Cow and this year's accompanying sculptures. It celebrates America's 250th. We'll talk about that quite a bit more later in the program. But first, don't forget that we will be broadcasting there from the Ohio State Fair at the new Land and Living building called the Ohio Agricultural Building. One of the newest exhibits on the grounds, with coverage brought to you by the Ohio Farm Bureau. It's quite a thing to see, and you can learn more right here. And the Local Connection Ag County Fair Tour. Second stop is Monday the 3rd, with the second check presentation of the season going to the Scioto County Junior Fair Board. Before that, though, tomorrow we'll be broadcasting from the State Fair's Dairy Products Building. That's where the Butter Cow is housed, thanks to the American Dairy Association Mideast. And then on Friday, we're in the Sheep Barn, thanks to Kalmbach Feeds, feeding you the results first. And as you're filling out your calendars, don't forget to put the Northwest Ohio Antique Machinery Show at the Hancock County Fairgrounds on that July 30th through August 2nd. NWOAMA.com for more information. NWOAMA.com. Let's get to your farm news, and today's news feed delivered to you by Ebert's Field Seeds, delivering proven local seed performance to Ohio farmers. It's time to start planting Ebert's. Call us at 937-473-2521 or visit us online at ebertseeds.com. Quite a bit of farm news to get to today, including farmers encouraged to use precision ag data to better understand field variability. Also, heat and drought worsening pasture conditions across the country, and USDA program deadlines are approaching. All that along with Ohio State Fair news and other USDA numbers to talk about. Let's get into it. Rhodes State College agronomy instructor James Uphouse says yield monitors, planter sensors, downforce systems, and fuel use records can reveal valuable field variability. Rather than focusing only on field averages, he's encouraging farmers to compare stronger and weaker areas, then use targeted soil testing, tissue sampling, or compaction measurements to determine what is driving the difference. You find that full story online today at ohioagnet.com. Meanwhile, heat and limited rainfall continue to pressure pastures across much of the country. USDA data shows just 9% of Nebraska pasture and range rated good to excellent. 66% is in poor or very poor condition. Colorado at only 2% good to excellent, while South Dakota's poor to very poor rating has climbed to 63%. Some relief from the heat is possible, although rainfall totals may remain uneven, and Ohio producers always keeping an eye on what's happening out west. USDA also reminding producers about several approaching deadlines. Specialty crop assistance applications due August 7th, supplemental disaster relief applications due August 12th, and eligible landowners have until August 31st to review possible ARC and PLC base acre increases. And also, USDA says they expect overall food prices to increase 3.1% both this year and next. Beef and veal prices nearly 12% higher than 1 year ago, while egg prices are projected to finish this year down 31%. And as far as the Ohio State Fair goes, again, we say it starts today. Longtime fairgoers invited to the 50-year club celebration. That happens next week on August 4th in the new Ohio Showcase building. The event will honor Ray Pollard, featuring the Ohio State Fair Youth Choir and Band, and include the sealing of an Ohio time capsule scheduled to be opened in 2076. Quite a bit more farm news to discuss, but first, let's talk about the weather. Thanks to Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company. Over to Ryan Martin.
Dry weather here through the rest of this week. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with that Ohio Ag Weather Update. We're turning out partly to mostly sunny for the balance of today, for tomorrow, and for Friday. Temperatures, not too bad, mid to lower 80s overall. Humidity, a little bit higher than we would like, but it is the Eastern Corn Belt in late July, so this is what you get. We are watching a significant area of rain and thunderstorm action come together in the Great Plains moving into the Western Corn Belt for Friday. That's going to track across Eastern Corn Belt locations on Saturday and through the weekend. Right now, I'm looking for most moisture here, holding off until Saturday afternoon, continuing through Sunday. Anywhere from 1/4 to 1.5 inches of rain, coverage at 90% of the Buckeye State. Lingering rains through Monday from I-70 southward, just clouds up north, and then we get to a dry Tuesday. The second half of next week, a little bit of instability here. I can't rule out pop-up thunderstorms each afternoon and evening from Wednesday night forward. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. New tariff exemptions meant to help farmers, and several farm organizations are applauding. Joe Everett tells us more.
The American Soybean Association is welcoming new tariff exemptions for some key agricultural inputs under the Trump administration's latest Section 301 trade action, but says more relief is needed. ASA says exemptions for certain seed, fertilizer, crop protection products, and machinery parts will help farmers manage production cost. ASA President Scott Metzger says, "We appreciate that the administration recognized the importance of exempting some of these critical inputs," but adds that other essential products still face new tariffs that could increase farming cost. The soybean group is urging the administration to expand exemptions for additional agricultural inputs while pursuing new trade agreements that create export opportunities for U.S. farmers. ASA also continues to support exempting countries that have free trade agreements with the United States and are meeting their trade commitments from any future tariff actions. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Joe Everett reporting.
Thank you, Joe. Stay tuned for more farmer news coming up next, including talking about the new butter sculpture at the Ohio State Fair. Details when the Ohio AgNet continues.
The Ohio State Fair has more of the fair you love.
It's the best day together with more to do. Bring the whole crew for the classics you love. Plus, even more to explore, taste, and experience with brand new buildings, attractions, and more.
More of the fair you love. The Ohio State Fair, July 29th through August 9th, 2026.
Plan your day and get tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
The Ohio AgNet continues, and as we're talking about the Ohio State Fair opening today, you'll get a chance to see the new butter sculpture as our own Allison Kinney checks in to not talk about only the butter sculpture, but also the new and improved building in which it's contained.
For generations, a trip to the Ohio State Fair hasn't felt complete without a stop at the Dairy Products Building to see one of the fair's most famous attractions, the Butter Cow. This year, fairgoers are seeing that iconic sculpture in a renovated space. The Dairy Products Building recently underwent major upgrade as part of the Ohio Expo's long-term modernization plan, improving the experience for visitors while preserving a century-old tradition. Before the official unveiling of the Butter Cow, Ohio Expo Center Executive Director Adam Heffron reflected on the transformation of the building and the fairgrounds around it.
What you see around you today is not just a renovation. It is the result of a vision that began in 2019 when Governor Mike DeWine convened the Expo 2050 Commission Task Force and asked a bold question: what should the fairgrounds of the future be like? That question became a master plan in 22. Demolition began in 2023 of various buildings on the grounds. In just over 2 years, all projects like this one here at the Dairy Building are fully complete. Since then, we've witnessed a rebirth. 2 new buildings, 4 major renovations, a custom-built, handmade, crafted carousel, new parks, pathways, a gate, a modern infrastructure woven under the ground throughout the property. And now we celebrate one of the most beloved spaces on these grounds, the Dairy Building, renewed and ready for the next generation of fairgoers. This building is more than bricks and mortar, it's a tradition. It is Ohio agriculture at its finest. And it's a place where families gather, where children stick their noses right up against the glass to get a closer look at the Butter Cow. And year after year, it makes memories for everyone that walks into this building.
The Dairy Products Building has been welcoming visitors for more than a century, making it one of the most recognizable destinations on the fairgrounds. While the building's appearance remains familiar, fair officials say the renovations were designed to improve accessibility, visitor comfort, and working conditions behind the scenes, all while preserving the traditions Ohioans have come to accept. Governor Mike DeWine, who has attended the Ohio State Fair for decades, says the Dairy Products Building represents much more than a structure. It reflects a piece of Ohio's agricultural heritage.
Coming to Dairy Building for many years. You know, last night we unveiled the new agriculture building, which is absolutely a phenomenal building. Saturday we did the carousel. Of course, in the carousel, when we were talking about what animals had to be there, the one animal we knew had to be there is the Butter Cow. So today we do 2 things. What's always done here, of course, which is the unveiling of the Butter Cow and the other sculptures. And this is one thing that they keep hidden from me. It's a state secret, apparently. I never know what it is, so But the other thing that we're doing today is really unveiling the old building, but the revision of the old building. The building it's been here a long time. It's been here 101 years now. But there clearly, when we talked to the Dairy Association, it was pretty clear there's some changes that needed to be made. And some of the changes, frankly, needed to be made that the public won't see, but the people who work there will. And I think we'll appreciate it very, very much. If you saw the space that they were working behind the scenes, it was virtually nothing for many, many, many years. And it needed to have some changes. So air conditioning, a lot more room for people when they come in to be able to see that cow. The cow kind of pushed back a little bit to create some of that room, a better opportunity to see the cow, and an expansion of the kitchen. Fran and I went back and just took a look at the changes in the kitchen. That's really, really phenomenal. I think people who work there will be particularly appreciated.
As thousands of visitors make their way through the Ohio State Fair this year, they'll find a similar symbol waiting on the inside of the building that's ready for the next century of service. The butter cow may be the star attraction, but the renovated Dairy Products building showcases something larger: the state's commitment to honoring agricultural traditions while investing in their future. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Allison Kinney reporting.
Thank you, Allison. And speaking of the State Fair, don't forget to check out the latest in our Farm Credit Mid-America Open Show series that's highlighting the unsung heroes of the State Fair, those open and junior livestock show exhibitors. Specifically today, we're looking at the Adderholt family farm up in Ashland County, talking beef. Let's talk market conditions, how things are shaping up overnight as far as numbers go when the Ohio AgNet continues.
What's better than getting the trusted farm news you count on from Ohio's Country Journal? Having a chance to win a brand new Arctic Ultra Tough cooler. The Ohio's Country Journal sweepstakes are back. Subscribe or renew your subscription today and you'll be entered for a chance to win one of two 45-quart Arctic Ultra Tough coolers. Just visit ocj.com/renew for official rules and to complete your subscription or renewal for your chance to win. Ohio's Country Journal, your source for Ohio farm news. What's better than getting the trusted farm news you count on from Ohio's Country Journal? Having a chance to win a brand new Arctic Ultra Tough cooler. The Ohio's Country Journal sweepstakes are back. Subscribe or renew your subscription today and you'll be entered for a chance to win one of two 45-quart Arctic Ultra Tough coolers. Just visit ocj.com/renew for official rules and to complete your subscription or renewal for your chance to win. Ohio's Country Journal, your source for Ohio farm news.
You're listening to the Ohio AgNet. This morning's market analysis brought to you by Louis Dreyfus Company in Upper Sandusky. Opening to receive soybeans starting September 1st. Ohio farmers plan to get your RFID tag the week of August 24th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, call 419-731-7100.
Grain markets finished the Tuesday session in a mixed zone overall. Corn up about 5 to 6. We had soybeans gaining through the entire midday and afternoon hours, and eventually finishing 5 to 6 higher. And then wheat markets were down in down in Kansas City and Minneapolis, up ever so slightly in Chicago. Corn provided the biggest leadership to the upside yesterday after a drop in the good to excellent ratings by about 4 percentage points. That actually turned out to be one of the largest corn condition drops in a comparable week for the past 10 to 20 years. The decline occurred ahead of the statistical yield assessment that comes out by NASS for the August crop report. Soybean ratings fell 2 points in the good to excellent category. The corn and bean crops are both rated right now 63% good to excellent, but honestly, that's a pretty doggone good number for this time of year. Farmers are saying, though, the crops just kind of ran out of water in the western corn belt because of the heat, that heat continuing for the rest of this week. I'm Ryan Martin.
Looking to the latest numbers from the Chicago Board of Trade overnight, seeing mostly quiet action on the corn side. September corn up 1/4 penny to 4.58 3/4. December new crop corn unchanged at 4.80 1/2. Soybeans falling as August down 8 3/4 overnight to 12.03 1/4. New crop beans the same, lower 12.11 1/4 per bushel is their price. September wheat up a penny to 6.63 1/2, while December wheat up a cent as well to 6.80 3/4. On the livestock side, August cattle ended Tuesday's trade up $2.20 25 cents to a price of $227.48 per hundredweight. September feeder cattle gained $5.30 to $337.23. August lean hogs 13 cents higher to 103 and a dime. October hogs 48 cents higher to 88.28 for those contracts. Milk class 3 for August, a 14-cent gain to 16.76 at last check. More farm news online at ohioagdat.com. I'm Joel Norwood. We'll see you at the Ohio State Fair. Thanks for tuning in to the Ohio AgDat.